Let us learn about the first component of the circulatory system, that is blood. What is the color of blood? The blood is red in color. Do you know why the blood is red in color? The blood is red in color due to the pigment called hemoglobin. An adult human body contains 4 to 6 liters of blood. There are two main functions of the blood. The first one is that it acts as a transport system. As I mentioned you earlier in the previous slide about the circulatory system, it transports the blood to the different parts of the body. When it transports the blood, it carries oxygen, nutrients and other essential substances that are needed for the body. The second function of the blood is that it defends our or protects our body from germs and infections. There are two types of blood. The first one is called as the oxygen rich blood and the second one is called as the oxygen deficient blood. As we all know, we inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide. In case of oxygen rich blood, the amount of oxygen will be more. In case of oxygen deficient blood, the amount of oxygen is less. The oxygen rich blood can be otherwise called as pure blood or oxygenated blood. Oxygen deficient blood is otherwise called as impure blood or deoxygenated blood. Let us learn about the different functions of blood in detail. The first function of the blood is we inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide. When we inhale oxygen, the oxygen it gets mixed up with the blood so that the blood it transports oxygen from the lungs to the different cells of the body. The second function of the blood is it transports carbon dioxide from different cells of the body to the lungs and it is removed out through nostrils. The third function of the blood is that it transports nutrients to the different cells from the digestive tract. You have learnt about the digestive system in detail. What happens in the digestive system? In the digestive system, the food particles, when it reaches the stomach area and the small intestine, the food particles are broken down into smaller particles. Those smaller particles are called as the nutrients, and these nutrients are carbohydrates, proteins and fats. And those nutrients has to be transported to the different cells of the body. For what it is transported? It is transported for the growth and the development of the cell. The fourth function of the blood is it carries the waste product from different body parts and it is sent to the excretory system. So you have learnt about the digestive system. In the digestive system, the food particles are broken down and the remaining waste materials get accumulated in the different body parts. So all these different waste products has to be removed from the body. So the blood it carries the waste products from different parts of the body and it is sent to the excretory system. And the excretory system removes the waste products out of the body through urine or sweat. The fifth function of the blood is that since the blood contains more amount of water, it helps to maintain and regulate the body temperature. Let us continue to learn about the different functions of blood. There are three types of blood cells in the blood. The first one is RBC or red blood cells. The second one is WBC or white blood cells. The third one is blood platelets. Moving on to the function, the blood provides immunity and protect us from diseases. A type of a blood cell, that is WBC or white blood cells, it provides immunity to the body and protect us from diseases. For example, we all have heard about the major recent outbreak all over the world is coronavirus. This coronavirus is caused to whom? This coronavirus is caused to the people who are less immune. Meaning is that the amount of the WBC or the white blood cells is less in those people. The last function of the blood is that the blood, it helps in clotting of blood at the site of injury. The blood platelets, they circulate in the body. Imagine a situation, you're going out for playing and you get hurt. What happens there? And immediately the blood, it comes out of your body or oozes out of your body. And after some time, the blood, it stops bleeding. What happens there? Let me explain now. When you see the first picture, you can see a normal blood vessel. When you see a second picture, the blood vessel, it gets damaged or it gets injured due to hurt. So at that time, what happens? The blood, it comes out of your body. When you see the third picture, the blood platelets, they circulate in the blood. When they see an injured or a damaged blood vessel, these platelets, they rush towards the site of the injury and they gets clotted. So that's why the clotting of blood prevents in excessive blood loss. Let us do a small recap about the blood. The blood is red in color due to the presence of the pigment called hemoglobin. There are two types of blood, that is oxygen-rich blood and oxygen-deficient blood. Moving on to the function, the blood, it transports oxygen from the lungs to the different cells of the body. Meanwhile, the carbon dioxide gets transported from different cells of the body to the lungs and it is expelled through nostrils. It transports nutrients to the different cells from the digestive tract for growth and development. It carries waste products from different body parts to the excretory system. It maintains body temperature. It protects us from diseases and it provides immunity to the body. The blood, it helps in clotting of blood at injuries. Thus, it helps to prevent excessive blood loss. My dear children, you have a break for 10 minutes. Meanwhile, in this break, you can just solve this worksheet and just come back after the break for the next video to learn about the next component of the circulatory system, that is the blood vessels.